This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. If anybody needs to use the repeater system before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0200 Zulu on Wednesday mornings to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other spatial events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you have NetLogger, I'll see your call sign pop up in the AIM window and get you logged in that way. That's easiest. That way I won't misspell your call sign, and I'll get your name right for that matter as well. So that always helps. So I like to do that. I am also on Facebook this evening. In fact, I've been doing Facebook for a little while. So if you have Facebook and like to listen in that way, I do post a couple of pictures or something if I happen to see them. It's easier to do over there than on amateur radio at this point. Let's see. I'll take them via email. You can send them to my email at ki0ar@ki0ar.com, and just let me know you are out there. And for those of you who are on YouTube, if you could post a first name, if you haven't ever checked in before, a first name and a location, city, state would be great. Then I can acknowledge you over there as well and get you kind of checked in. Like I said, all check-ins are definitely appreciated and they count. So even the YouTube check-ins help us out a lot. JPL sends these numbers off to NASA for funding, even during the shutdown. So hopefully they can get some extra money to share some of this interesting information there with you guys. I'm going to let this thing reset and then acknowledge who I've already got. Oh, hey, you guys over on YouTube, yeah, I'll have to make a note of what your YouTube handles are over there. So I do appreciate you guys are already on the list. All right, I'll go ahead and acknowledge Randall, AE7RJ, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Doug, K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And Robert, W7CTY, thanks for checking in tonight. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'll go ahead. Okay, we got another Robert over there on YouTube. Let's see, that is KO6DPH. Thanks for checking in tonight, Robert. That is a new call on the list, so welcome. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Name here is Bernus. It's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra, and the call sign, Kilowatt India, 0, Alpha, Romeo. Found you randomly. That's cool. Not sure what repeater this is. Well, we're on skyhublink.com, so we're on lots of repeaters. So check that out. I'll post that link in the chat over on YouTube. So check that out there, Robert. Since that is a new call on the list, I always like to touch base with my new calls and find out what's your interest, background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or just or you've been doing it for decades like I have, or somewhere in between, whether you're just learning. This is a learning net, so I do appreciate everybody being here and ready to learn something. I learned something even as well. And we've got another new call on the list, Wayne, KB7CQT. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That's a new call, so I got you on the list. Same question if you're listening in. He just popped offline, so I don't know if I'm counting him as check-in or not. We'll see. Hopefully he's still there. And Trevor, we got you on the list too. So I'll put you down. And so welcome back for sure. I got you on the list there, Trevor, so thanks for that. So Robert, over there, if you can participate over there, I'd love to have you. If not, if you could post what's your interest, background in astronomy there, KO6DPH. I'll share that with everybody as well, so thanks for that. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 6, Kilo 1, Kilo Foxtrot Charlie, Juliet, Kilo 1, Kilo Foxtrot Charlie, Citizen in Belfast, Maine. Over.
Okay, beautiful double with Whiskey 6 and Kilo 1. Whiskey 6 station, it was so garbled it sounded like alphabet soup there for a second. Whiskey 6 station, if you could come back with your call, I'd appreciate it, sir. Go ahead.
Whiskey 6, Juliet, Mike Paul, Whiskey 6, Juliet, Mike Paul, his name is Gene, near Sacramento.
All right, Gene, thanks for that. Your new call on the list, so welcome to the net, and I'll get touch base with you in just a sec. Kilo 1 station up in Maine. If you'd come back with your call sign, please, sir, go ahead.
Your call sign, please, sir. Go ahead. Kilo 1, Kilo Foxtrot Charlie. K1KFC, David in Maine. And we spoke a couple of weeks ago. Over.
All right, David, we sure did. K1KFC. Yeah, I always like my returning call signs for sure. So thanks for that. Yeah, you're in the database. I do have a list of calls, so I know who's new and who's not for the most part. Gene, W6JMP. Oh, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Name here is Bernus. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra. Call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Been doing the net for, gosh, almost 30 years, coming up in February. Always like to touch base with my new check-ins, find out what your interest background is in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. If you like astrophotography or just looking through a telescope or just wondering what those stars are up in the sky. Go ahead, Gene, please share with us what your interest is. Go ahead.
First time on here. I'm 82 or 83, well, somewhere there. I've been in astronomy for as long as I can remember. My first telescopes, if anybody recalls, you bought them out of, what was it, the Mechanic magazine or the Popular Mechanics, where you had to even do your own glass, polish your own glass. So I've been in this a long time. It's actually a love of my life, as you might say. I'm presently a docent at the community observatory that is in Placerville, California. Nice little facility there, right on the grounds of the college, and we're very active in the community. The observatory was built for us by the Rotary Club a number of years ago. We have a lot of children come through. We go out to the schools, and of course we have a lot of activity in the observatory itself. And so this was, I heard about this, and I thought I better give it a try. So that's what I'm doing first time. Anyway, I'm glad to be on board. Hopefully I'll learn something from you guys. And that's it. Back to you, W6JMP.
All right, Gene, thanks for that. I do love the experience too, because sometimes I'm baffled by some of the stuff I talk about as well. But definitely appreciate you. And, you know, like you say, a love of your life, love of my life as well. Since I've been doing this for 30 years, but into astronomy, I'm not quite as old as you are. You got a few extra years, but not that many. I'm 68 myself, so been doing, I haven't made my own scope, but I may have, now that I've got the time as I'm retired, who knows, I might have to try that. Gene, again, welcome. Let's see, don't see anybody ever else over. Okay, yeah, okay, zombified. Yeah, there you go. That's Robert K0, K06DPH. You're brand new, never something that I've thought about much and appreciated my energy. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for that. I'll definitely be back next time. Thanks from Lathrop, California. Okay, so maybe he's dropped out, but that's all right. Hopefully he will be back. All right, announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of the newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/ astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the web page and the newsletter. One thing about the newsletter this month, I just published it yesterday. I created a short video of some images that those of us in the Denver area, and some of them on the net as well, that you guys sent to me back on November 11th. So I got 29 images that kind of neat, made a little video of it in the PDF document that I posted. Unfortunately, PDF does not allow you to post the video, so I posted a couple of links. I also posted that link over on YouTube. If you link for the videos of the post, you can find that as well. Yeah, for those that are north and have seen the northern lights, it doesn't measure up to what you can see well above the Arctic Circle. However, seeing this kind of activity as far south as Denver, actually as far south as Paris, Texas, even got a couple of images from down that far south. And of course, our several of our good friends here, David in Ohio, and let's see, our rocket man Ed sent some pictures in as well. I got a whole bunch from my my student group as well. So take a look at that video. It's only 3 minutes. I can't play it over the air since it does have music behind it. So, but you're certainly more than welcome to check it out over on my channel on YouTube, or if you've got the newsletter, check out the links for that. Hopefully they'll come through. It's kind of interesting watching one of my students took multiple images, so it's kind of interesting to watch the reds change from image to image. So take a look at that, and you can let me know a little bit later on how you liked it. And this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, announcements. I volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies. They meet out in Strasbourg on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at www.iaas. For more information, or visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page, so be sure to hop on there and like us both. So that's another place that I need to post that video as well. One more announcement after I let the repeater reset.
This is N5WRW question.
N5 WRW, go ahead with your question. N5 WRW, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I've been interested in astronomy a very long time, and years ago even helped grind a mirror and stuff. And I was looking to get a a capable telescope, and what I found, like an 8-inch or a 10-inch Dobsonian, like Celestron Dobsonian telescope. Is that a good place to start?
Yeah, you bet. It all depends on the size that you can handle. Yeah, I could probably do a whole evening of telescope selection. Stuff with you guys. It's a preference. It's balls a preference. Limited by size, limited by cost. Do you want a clock drive, or do you want something that's very simple that you can toss in the back of a pickup truck, take it out in the boonies, set it up, and start observing right away? But that does have some drawbacks. Or do you want clock driven, so you can take it out, you plug it in, or run it off of a battery or something like that, and it'll track the stars across your sky. You'd want to do it for observing or astrophotography or what have you. So it all depends on what you want to do. Think about that. And Dwight, let me carry on. I got you checked in. Hopefully you can stick around, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit later on when I go down the list. But I definitely want to continue on with the program. Hopefully that'll get you at least started. All right, Dwight. Yeah, I got the question there. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit later on. Rick, I got you checked in, VA3RKL. Thanks for checking in tonight. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, one more announcement for those of you who might be interested in flight simulations. You may want to check out Jack's KE0VH's YouTube channel, which is Captain Jack Flight Sim. CAPNJACKFLTSIM. He hasn't been too active this summer, but hopefully when his work subsides a little bit, he'll get to be active again. But he's got a whole bunch of posts on YouTube with previous flights, so check that out. He usually does his live flights on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. You just have to keep an eye on his channel for more flights in the near future. Let's see. That's it for the announcements. I'm going to go ahead and don't see anybody else over on YouTube. I don't see anybody else on NetLogger. So I'm going to start off. We're running a little bit behind schedule tonight, so I want to get into the local astronomical news. After that, I'll go ahead and take check-ins again. If you have YouTube or NetLogger or want to send me an email, I'll get you checked in that way. All right, December, new month. I'll go ahead and start off with the phases of the moon. We've got a full moon coming up on the 4th. This is another super moon for the year. It's the last one of the year, well, obviously. We got one more coming up in January. So we usually have the super moon in blocks of 4, and this will be the third super moon. 4 months in a row. The next set will be towards the end of next year, November, December timeframe. We've got a last quarter moon coming up on the 11th, a new moon on the 19th, first quarter on the 27th. The moon will be at perigee on the 4th. Its closest approach to the Earth this month. It will be 221,806 miles from Earth. That and the fact that it is a full moon makes the full moon on the 4th a supermoon because it is at perigee. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, on the 17th. It will be 252,477 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for December. The long nights of December are an astronomical delight. The early evening sky hosts Saturn as the main feature, along with Uranus and Neptune. Jupiter rises later and is visible all night, its 4 main satellites undergoing many notable events. The morning sky shows the best northern hemisphere appearance of Mercury for the year. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 28. On with the planets. Mercury will be at greatest western elongation, or about 21 degrees west of the sun on the 7th. That means it's about as high as it's going to get. In the east in the morning, Mercury rises about 7:24 a.m. on the 1st, and about 6:36 a.m. by month's end. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes before sunrise low to the east. Mercury moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 0.1 on the 1st. Quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitude increases, the apparent brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal dark sky conditions is about 6th magnitude. So a magnitude 5 object is 2.5 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer. And you will need binoculars or a telescope to spot that. However, do take those binoculars or telescopes out and look at those bright objects, but be very, very careful if it happens to be the sun, or the moon for that matter. Even the moon can be very bright, especially when it is about 15% brighter during a supermoon coming up on the 4th. Venus rises about 6:18 a.m. on the 1st and about 7:20 a.m. by month's end. Look for Venus to the east about 30 minutes before sunrise during the first 2 weeks of the month. After that, it's going to be kind of lost in the morning twilight glow. Venus moves from the constellation of Libra into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude -3.9 on the 15th. So it's going to have to burn its way through that early morning glow. The winter solstice occurs at 10:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 21st. So that will be our first beginning of winter for the northern hemisphere. For those of you who are in the southern hemisphere, you guys have already started your summers back on the yesterday, I do believe. So there you go. Enjoy that warm weather down south. Mars sets at 5:10 p.m. on the 1st and about 4:51 p.m. by month's end. Look for Mars very low to the west in the evening about 30 minutes after sunset during the first 2 weeks of the month. Again, it's another one that's going to disappear into the early evening twilight as well. Mars moves from the constellation of Ophiuchus into Sagittarius, shining at magnitude 1.2. Then we got Jupiter rising about 7:42 p.m. on the 1st and about 5:24 p.m. by month's end. Look for Jupiter to the southeast in the evening, then follow it across the night sky as it sets in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude -2.6. And some of those events that was talked about, briefly mentioned earlier, are the transits of the Galilean moons across the face of Jupiter. So get out those telescopes and look very closely to Jupiter and see if you can see any of the Jovian moons. Ganymede, Callisto, Io, and Europa. You might even see 5 or 6 of the moons if you've got a nice big telescope for sure. Across the face of Jupiter, and if you look long enough, maybe even the Great Red Spot. Saturn rises about 1:13 p.m. in the afternoon on the 1st. And about 11:13 a.m. by month's end. Look for Saturn to the south in the evening sky soon after sunset. Saturn is in the constellation of Aquarius, shining at magnitude 1.0. And yeah, take a look at Saturn. The ring system is nearly edge on. So it's going to be difficult to see anything to either side of Saturn. But you'll see a very, very thin black line right across the middle of it. So take a look at that. Hopefully you'll see some of the moons as well, Titan being the largest and the brightest of those moons. But definitely interesting to see Saturn's rings nearly edge on. We got Uranus rising about 3:51 p.m. on the 1st and about 1:45 p.m. by month's end. Look for Uranus to the south in the evening. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.6. So that's rising just a little bit more than 2.5 hours after Saturn. We got Neptune will be stationary on the 10th, meaning that it does not appear to move forward nor backward relative to the background skies on that particular day. Neptune rises at 1:18 p.m. on the 1st and about 11:16 a.m. by month's end. Look for Neptune to the south in the evening, just each following Saturn by just a few minutes all month. Neptune and Saturn have been very, very close together in the night skies for the last couple of months. So making it a little bit easier to find this farthest out planet from the Earth. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. So, with Neptune shining at 7.7 and Saturn at magnitude 1, that's over 6 magnitudes, which is definitely over 100, 100 times dimmer. So it's going to be a challenge to spot Neptune either way, especially with this waxing moon and approaching full moon in just a couple of days. So that's going to be a little tougher. You still may be able to do it with larger scopes, but it's going to be tough next couple of days. This is KI0A, our net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing, we got the dwarf planet Ceres rising about 2:12 p.m. on the 1st and about 12:09 p.m. by month's end. Ceres can be spotted low to the south as well, just below and east of Saturn and Neptune. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 8.7. Again, another toughie to spot as well, even dimmer than Neptune. And we got Pluto setting about 8:13 p.m. on the 1st and about 6:16 p.m. by month's end. The best time to spot Pluto will be about an hour after sunset to the southwest. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.3. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. Yeah, Pluto, you could probably give up on the next couple of days for sure. It's getting lower and lower and more lost in that evening twilight glow. Even my 8-inch telescope will not be able to spot Pluto. You're going to probably have to get at least a 12 or 15-inch diameter mirrored scope to spot Pluto. And a lot of patience for sure. Maybe some imaging involved in seeing what little dot moves relative to the background stars. So that's a toughie. Carrying on in just a sec. Meteor showers, the Geminis. This shower is active during the period December 6th to December 19th. Upon reaching maximum activity during December 13th, 14th, hourly rates are typically near 80 The meteors are described as rapid and yellowish, with about 4% displaying persistent trains. They possess an average magnitude of 2.4. So start looking for those in the upcoming weeks. Starting to shoot through the skies. The best times to spot meteor showers is in the AM hours between midnight and sunrise, when the Earth's windshield is hitting those little bugs, so to speak. So the moon will not interfere too much with the peak, but if you're in or near any large cities, you're going to see none but the brightest, so you won't get around that 80 per hour. Bundle up and stay warm if you're going out to spot the Geminids, and if you're south of the equator, sometimes those evening nights can get a little bit chilly as well. The Ursids during occurring primarily between December 17th and 24th. This meteor shower reaches maximum on December 22nd. Maximum hourly rate is usually between 10 and 15. The meteors belonging to this stream are typically faint. So get out there and see if you can see some of those before Christmas. A little bit easier to spot some of those, but again, stay warm. Comets, we have Comet 24P. Oh, I forgot to get that name there. Sorry about that. Rises around midnight. That Shawmass, S-C-H-A-U-M-A-S-S-E, Shawmass, rises around midnight, making it worthwhile to stay up late, especially on the weekend of the Geminids. On Friday the 12th, it shares a low-power field with NGC 3607 and 3608, 10th and 11th magnitude, respectively. With Shawmass forecast at 9th to 12th magnitude, you can estimate its brightness easily. Use detailed charts to make sure you're not misidentifying the background galaxy. And that was an excerpt from Astronomy Magazine, December 2025, page 34. And coming up tomorrow night, if it's clear, the moon will occult the Pleiades. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you'll be able to see that on the East Coast for sure. Around 7:30, but a little tougher here in Denver. 5:30 p.m. Still be dark, but the moon will be kind of low. The moon will pass in front of the Pleiades, so if you get out there and take a look towards the east and watch the moon occult the Pleiades, so definitely try to see if you can catch that event tomorrow night. And that is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, we got Robert checked in, AA5AH. Thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo Charlie 4, Zulu Yankee Charlie. Kilo Charlie 4, Zulu Yankee Charlie. Good evening, Curtis. Howard in Gainesville, Florida, wire section. K1K Perry. Kilo 5 Romeo Uniform November. Kilo 5 Romeo Uniform November.
Okay, good evening to you, Howard, KC4, ZYC, thanks for checking in tonight. Philip, K5RUN, thanks for checking in tonight. David, K1, KFC, go ahead with your query, over.
Dennis, I wanted to see if you received my email with the description of the telescope, which is available for free to anyone that wants it, and some assembly is required. Did you get that email? Over.
I did, David, and I thought I had responded. I apologize if I didn't. I know I got it from you. Let me look. Let me look back and see when I sent that response. Or maybe I didn't. Rats. Looking at that. Oh, yeah, I did. Let's see. I sent a response. Oh, no, you sent it to me. No, you sent, let's see, all sent. Okay, so did I respond? Yeah, I did. On the 18th of November, I did send that, send a response to you. I don't know if, hopefully you got it.
Well, I haven't seen anything come back from you, but I sent you a complete description and photos of the parts and also a photograph of the original scope assembled, which, as I said, the tube is no longer in existence. But all the parts are good, and it makes them in a nice scope, and you can design any kind of a mount. You can make it into a Dobsonian or equatorial, which is what I had. And I never had a motor drive on it, but that could be done. Anyway, it's available, and I'm enjoying it. The things available now. And if anyone gets the Aeon magazine, an internet publication, AEON, there's a wonderful article this week about black holes and gravitational fields and gravitational waves, which I read and which I learned a lot of new stuff from. And there's still a tremendous amount of new science going on with, especially with gravitational waves, and with there being maybe more than one kind of black hole that interacts with other ones. So, good luck with all of that lesson, and let me know if you have anyone interested. I will box this stuff up and ship it out. This is K1KFC in Belfast, Maine.
All right, David. Yeah, I got the. I responded back on the 18th. I just sent it. I just resent that response to you just now. So let me carry on with. I think we got the check-ins there, and we got one more. KM6VAY. Stephen, we got you on the list. Thanks for that. We're on YouTube. I'm going to continue on with the bulletins for this evening. Yeah, David, check your email. Just send it again, and I'll await your response to that again. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Oh yeah. I'll get into the bulletins for this evening. I'll start off usual with ISS passes. If you're interested in ISS passes over your area, I know there's a lot of apps and things like that out there. And so you can always check those. But one thing I actually like to do is check out this website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. I've got that posted over on YouTube right now, and the one thing that I like about it is I can actually select a particular pass. This pass over Denver was earlier this evening. I can take a look at that and see a nice 8.5 by 11 image that I can then print out on a nice 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and take that outside and check that out. I will, and I do recommend you put in your home coordinates so you can get better times and things like that. It's got all kinds of information as well, not just the ISS passes, but a whole lot more information as well. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. And here is, I don't know if you can see that very well on YouTube, but there's a nice star chart I just printed out that you can see and use outside as opposed to looking at a small screen. And that does show the path of the ISS going across the sky. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay. Got an interesting bulletin here from space.com. JPL is one of my sources. And they've been kind of lax because of they're trying to catch up on all their stuff that they missed during the shutdown. But this is from space.com, dated today. A dying satellite could use its final moments to photograph the infamous asteroid Apophis in 2029. An Australian startup wants to recycle a geostationary satellite to get an up-close look at the doomsday asteroid Apophis. An Australian company wants to join efforts to study a rare space event, conducting its own flyby of the asteroid Apophis when it makes its close approach to Earth in 2029. Sydney-based HEO Robotics, a provider of commercial satellite-to-satellite imagery, wants to add to the international missions already planning to get up close to the 1,115 foot wide or 340 meters asteroid Apophis as it zooms by Earth in April 2029. By buying a satellite near the end of its life up in geostationary orbit and use its remaining fuel. Satellites in the geostationary belt or GEO orbit 22,236 miles or 35,786 kilometers above the equator. Spacecraft nearing the end of their lives use their remaining fuel to head into a so-called graveyard orbit above GEO to take themselves out of the way of the operational satellites. HEO aims to buy a satellite near the end of its mission lifetime and, using a little more fuel than needed for the graveyard trip, make a close approach to Apophis, which will pass within the geo belt when it makes its closest approach to Earth on Friday, April 13th, 2029. I hope nobody's superstitious about Friday the 13th and April of 2029 there. We shall see. Despite being classified as a potentially hazardous asteroid, which will get within a mere 5.9 Earth radii of our planet, Apophis poses no threat on this close encounter. Rather, scientists regard the 2029 flyby as an opportunity. As an asteroid the size of Apophis passes this close to Earth on average just once every 7,500 years. The close approach thus offers a unique chance for close study of how an asteroid is influenced when flying by a planet. So 5.9 Earth radii is just shy of 24,000 miles. So, so there you go. HEO will be far from alone. NASA, the European Space Agency, and Japan are all preparing their own missions. OSIRIS, APEX, Ramses, and Destiny Plus, relatively, will get up close to Apophis before, during, and after the unique flyby, which could potentially be seen by as many as 2 billion people. Other spacecraft, including a probe from China, may join. The move is part of HEO's plan to expand beyond providing non-Earth imagery in low Earth orbit and eventually provide images from across the solar system on demand. It's not even the easiest asteroid to go visit. Will Crow, co-founder and chief executive of HEO, said of Apophis when speaking to Space.com at an International Astronautical Congress, or IAC, in Sydney late October. I think there's just been a lack of imagination, Crow added, stating that other asteroids will soon be in HEO's sights. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. And Bob, KJ5JOM, I got you checked in. Thanks for that. Now's the time for the rocket report. Let's see. I haven't seen any word from Ed tonight, W6RDZ. He is our rocket man. Let's see. Nope, no notes from him. And he provides the rocket report to me. So I can provide it to you guys on a weekly basis. He puts a lot of work into this as well. So thanks for that, Ed. The Rocket Man Ed's W6RDZ's rocket report for 1202. This rocket report covers the period of 1125 through 1209. Last week's launches, the worldwide launch cadence remains brisk at about 1 launch per day. Last week we saw 8 orbital launches. The week ended at 287 orbital launches for the year. We still look to be on track for a record 300 to 310 launches for the year. Wednesday, November 26th at 0913 Mountain Standard Time, the Korean Aerospace Administration successfully launched the CAS 500-3 mission on a KSLV-2 rocket from Naro Space Center, South Korea. The CAS 500-3 satellite is a technology verification Earth observation satellite. The satellite will be mainly used by the Ministry of Science and ICT. The CAS 500-3 and 12 more CubeSat rideshares headed to sun-synchronous orbit. It was the fourth launch of the KSLV-2 rocket and first of 2025. The launch was the 280th orbital launch attempt of 2025 overall. Russia gave us a Thanksgiving launch Thursday, November 27th at 0227 Mountain Standard Time. The mission launched the Soyuz MS-28 manned spacecraft to the International Space Station, the ISS. Soyuz 2.1 rocket lifted off the site from Site 31/6 from Baikonur Cosmodrome, Kazakhstan. The crew of two Russian cosmonauts, Cyril Serchikov and Sergei Mikheyev, and NASA astronaut Christopher Williams successfully launched and docked to the ISS. But wait, there's more. Russia accidentally destroyed its only working launch pad to the ISS in the process. All this because someone forgot to secure a 20-ton service platform, which now lies crumpled in the bottom of the flame trench. The thrust of the rocket ejected the massive unsecured steel platform into the flame trench. The platform is needed to provide access to the engines and bottom of the rocket prior to launch. So, until this major damage is repaired, Russia has no way of launching spacecraft, men, or supplies to the ISS. Russia has other Soyuz launch pads, both at Plesetsk and Vostochny, but both of those launch sites are too far north to allow for a launch trajectory to reach the ISS. Site 31 at Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan is the only launch pad able to launch the Soyuz crew capsule and the cargo-only Progress vehicle to the ISS. The Progress vehicle is the primary means to reboost the ISS space station's altitude and to desaturate the station's gyroscopes. So I guess we'll see how long that takes to repair. So stay tuned for more information on that one. Rescheduled yet again for Friday, November 28th at 11:44 Mountain Standard Time. SpaceX successfully launched the Transporter 15 mission on a Falcon 9 rocket blasting off from SLC-4E Vandenberg. The Transporter missions are small-sat rideshare missions where $300,000 will put a 50-kilogram payload into sun-synchronous orbit. It will be Booster B-1071's 30th flight. The rideshare took 140 payloads to orbit. It was Booster B-107, okay, that was a repeat, and 30th flight and recovery. It was SpaceX's 570th Falcon 9 mission. It was a beautiful daytime clear sky launch from Vandenberg. Number 4, Sunday, November 20th at 0520 Mountain Standard Time. China Aerospace and Space Corporation, CASC, launched the Shijian-28 mission on a Long March 7A rocket from LC-201, Wenchang Space Launch Site, China. This is a classified experimental satellite for undisclosed purposes. SpaceX launched Starlink Group 6-86 from LC-39A. Kennedy Space Center Monday, December 1st at 0044 Mountain Standard Time. 29 Starlink high-speed internet satellites joined the Starlink mega constellation in Leo. Monday, December 1st at 10:21 Mountain Standard Time, Arianespace successfully launched the COMPSAT-7 mission on a Vega C rocket from French Guiana. This is a Korean lightweight Earth observation satellite headed to Sun-synchronous orbit. On Monday, December 1st at 22:28 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX launched Starlink Group 15-10 on a Falcon 9, leaving SLC-4E, Vandenberg, California. 27 Starlink version 2 minis went to Leo. It was booster B1081's 20th flight. And finally, today, Tuesday, December 2nd at 13:16 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 6-95 from SLC-40 Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Another batch of 29 Starlink joined the Leo Internet constellation. This was booster B1077's 25th flight. It was SpaceX's 600th mission overall and their 160th mission of 2025. Worldwide, it was the 287th orbital launch attempt of 2025. Upcoming launches for this week. 10 launches are currently on the worldwide launch manifest for next week. Tonight, Tuesday, December 2nd at 2100 Mountain Standard Time, China's Land Space hopes to launch the maiden flight of their Zhuque 3 rocket from Site 96B, Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, China. Their new Zhuque 3 rocket is essentially a copy of a SpaceX Falcon 9, but burning methalox rather than kerolox. The rocket's first stage will attempt to land on a landing pad approximately 300 kilometers downrange of the launch site. Excitement is guaranteed. Thursday, December 4th at 11:12 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX plans to launch Starlink Group 11-25 from SLC-4E Vandenberg Space Force Base. Friday, December 5th, China's iSpace plans to launch a Hyperbola 1 rocket from Site 95A, Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, China. The payload is not disclosed. Saturday, December 6th at 0050 Mountain Standard Time, China Aerospace and Science Corporation is scheduled to launch a Long March 8A rocket from LC-1 Wenchang Space Center, China, again with an undisclosed payload. Also Saturday, December 6th, Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries plans to launch their big H3 rocket on a 22S configuration from LA-Y2 Tanegashima Space Center, Japan at 1930 Mountain Standard Time. The payload is the Michibiki 5 quasi-zenith satellite system navigation satellite operating from inclined elliptical geosynchronous orbits to achieve high elevation visibility in urban canyons. This is the 5th satellite in a 7-satellite constellation. Another launch on Saturday, December 6, 2025. Rocket Lab is docketed to launch the Raise and Shine mission on an Electron Curie rocket from LC-1B, Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand, at 2000 hours Mountain Standard Time. The mission carries 6 demonstration payloads to Leo for Japan's JAXA. It will be Rocket Lab's 19th mission of 2025. Sunday, December 7th, At 09:16 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX is rescheduled to launch Starlink Group 11-15 from SLC-4E Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. Also, Sunday, December 7th, SpaceX intends to launch Starlink Group 6-92 from LC-39A Kennedy Space Center, Florida at 14:40 Mountain Standard Time. Rocket Lab plans to launch STP-S30 on an Electron Curie rocket from LC-2 Wallops Flight Facility, Virginia, no earlier than December 8th. Tuesday, December 9th at 12:16 Mountain Standard Time, SpaceX is scheduled to launch the NROL-77 mission on a Falcon 9 departing SLC-40 Cape Canaveral, Florida. NROL-77 is a classified mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. And that's it for tonight's Rocket Report. W6RDZ Rocket Man Ed wishes you a good night and nominal flight and a happy Thanksgiving. Now, back to Starman Burness, KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. So, thanks for Ed for that. This is KI0AR, net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Before we go down the list and talk with everybody tonight, we'll look for some more check-ins. I don't see any more check-ins over on NetLogger, nor over on YouTube. So we'll carry on and see who's on the air. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo Juliet Paul, Juliet Yankee Mike, Kilo Juliet Bob, Juliet Yankee Mike, in Central Texas. I'm just checking in. See Maria going off. Just checking in.
Okay, I may need a fill. One of the VE3 stations. Dalton, we got you on the list. KJ5 JYM, thanks for checking in tonight. Stan, VE3 PSE, thanks for checking in tonight. There's another, the Victor Echo 3 station. Again, I don't think I got your call correct. I got Oscar Zulu Juliet. I don't think that's what you said though. VE3 station that checked in first. If you could give me a solid call on that call sign again, I'd appreciate it, sir. Go ahead.
Call sign again, I'd appreciate it, sir. Go ahead. Victor Echo, Oscar Zulu Kilo, Victor Echo 3, Oscar Zulu Kilo, over.
Yeah, James, yeah, I know I heard that wrong, so I got you that time. Victor Echo 3, Oscar Zulu Kilo. Got you on the list. Thanks for the correction there. Appreciate it. Yeah, I want to get everybody's call sign correct there for sure. All right, let's see. Yep, got that, Moy. Yeah, my hearing's going. I hate getting old. All right, especially with a nice audio hobby like this, that makes it tough sometimes. All right, now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. questions, comments, observation reports, anything else you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. And again, welcome all the new calls on the list. Hopefully you guys can hang around, or have hung around for sure for this, for that. So be happy to try to answer your questions. Love to hear what you're looking up in the skies. And if you did get a chance to look at that video over on YouTube or in the email newsletter, definitely like to hear your comments on that for sure as well. So first on the list tonight is Randall up in Washington, AE7RJ. Good evening to you, Randall. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bruce, in the net. Sadly, I look up into the sky and all I see is overcast clouds. It's not much really to talk about. It's been like this for some time. So, y'all have a good evening. This is AE7RJ.
All right, Ken, having spent some winter time up in the Seattle area way back when, yeah, I can definitely understand that. But hopefully the skies will clear for you and you'll get to see something there, especially with the longer nights up there. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NB7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Burnus. NB7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, under cloudy skies. It's been cloudy in the evenings quite a bit here. Clear in the daytime and cloudy night. Go figure, right? But anyway, I got two questions for you there, Burnus. The question about the moon. Is the moon always the same distance furthest from us and closest to us? Is it the same all the time, or does it vary a lot? Maybe in the wintertime it varies a little bit more than it does in the summer, or is it the same distance furthest away and closest? I'm just curious about that. Anyway, another question. Have you ever been any place where they have used the equipment to use the retroreflectors on the moon? I'm just curious what kind of equipment it takes to use. I'm sure the average Joe don't have any kind of equipment to do that, but I just wonder what kind of equipment it takes to do that, and if you've ever seen it done. Okay, Burnus, back to you. Thanks a lot. B7SS.
All right, Ken, I guess I'll start with your second question first. The short answer is no. Those big old reflectors, and I do believe they use some fairly powerful laser beams to get some reflections off of those reflectors up there. At least that's my understanding, and yeah, never have worked for anybody or worked with anybody that has done that. And let's see, we do have some people here on the net that have bounced their radio signals off of the moon, but no, nothing visual for sure there, Ken. The moon does vary in distance. I publish the apogee and perigee. It does vary from month to month and throughout. You know, sometimes the perigee is closer to new moon. When the perigee is closer to new moon, and we have a solar eclipse, that's when we get an annular eclipse, and you actually see a ring of fire around the moon because it's so far away. And of course, when we see a total solar eclipse, the moon is closer to us, obviously. closer to perigee when it's closest approach. It does vary by several hundred miles easily over the course of the year. It also varies. It's also plus or minus 5 degrees elevated from the equator as well. So sometimes it's very high in the sky, sometimes it's very low, because it being higher than the ecliptic. The ecliptic is an imaginary line. If you were to put a light bulb in the center of the Earth and shine a light through the equator, that would be the light that passes through the sky, the imaginary line that crosses through the sky of our equator. And the sun and most of the planets kind of follow along through the sky, because we're kind of rotating around the sun on that there. So it wavers a bit as well. So some months the moon is high, some months the moon is low, somewhere in between. So so the answer to that question is yes, it does vary.
Okay, thanks, Bernard. There, I'm just wondering if it's when it's furthest away from the Earth, if it's always the same distance away from the Earth, or whatever. I was just wondering about that. Okay, thank you, Bernard. Thanks for answering that question. And yeah, I'm just wondering if you've ever seen anybody use those retroreflectors on the Earth, on the moon that the Apollo astronauts left there. And I'm sure they're still using them. But anyway, thanks a lot, Bernard. I'll let you know with the net. Yeah, great net tonight. NV7SS, back to you, Bernard.
All right, Ken. Yeah, and also I do believe the moon is actually moving away from the Earth, maybe an inch or so every year. So it's slowly moving itself away. So maybe in a couple of 10, 20, 30, 40,000 years from now, well, it'll start to not show the same face of the. It will no longer be tidally locked to the Earth. You know, the same side of the moon tidally locked to what we see up in the sky. So we'll eventually get to see the backside of the moon that we don't see now. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be quite old enough to. I won't be around long enough to see that. Darn, wish it was. All right, Ken, appreciate your comments, appreciate your questions, appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Moy down in Texas, N5ZIQ. I know you got to leave pretty soon, so if you can, say hey. Go ahead. What have you got for us tonight, Moy? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Doug in Parker, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, those of you who are over on YouTube, if you've got any questions, go ahead and post over there in the YouTube channel. I'll get around to those as we go down. Next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen. AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is David in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list, we got Mike in Oklahoma on YouTube, KO5AOK. If you've got anything over there, Mike, just post it over there in the chat. I'll get to it. Any questions or comments you'd like to post. Next on the list is Robert in Indiana, W7CTY. Good evening to you. Robert, what have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next we got Robert in California, KO6DPH over on YouTube. So Robert, if you're still with us, definitely, if you've got anything for the net, post that over there. So appreciate it. Next on the list is Wayne and Parker, KB7CQT. Good evening to you, Wayne. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. We got Trevor over on YouTube as well. So thanks for thanks for checking in over on YouTube, Trevor. If you've got anything, post that over there. Next on the list is Gene in California, W6JMP. Gene, welcome again to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
To the net too. Thank you for having me here this evening. Very entertaining. Just to comment on if the person is around who is looking for a recommendation for telescope, I would say the first thing, humbly would say, the first thing is to determine what it is you want to do. If you're into planets and planetary, there's certain types of scopes that work best with that. And if you're looking for DSO or deep space objects like nebulae, clusters, and galaxies, there's another type. There are compromises, but if you can figure out what you want to do the most, that's how you should get started. And lastly, I would like to suggest or invite anybody that happens to be in the Sacramento area to please join us in our observatory in Placerville. We get hundreds of people up there on the weekends group, and every weekend is a public. Friday and Saturday nights, we have the main scopes in the inventory, and we put out scopes on the tarmac, and it's hands-on. You can have fun, and there's lectures, and very enjoyable. So it's on the Folsom Lake College campus every Friday and Saturday. Anyway, that's what I have from here, and thanks again for having me.
All right, Gene. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate. Yeah, I think that was Dwight. We're coming up to him in next couple of notches down the list. He was looking 8 to 10 inch Dobby. So, yeah, and size makes. I usually suggest to our beginners a good pair of binoculars. To start off, something that you can easily put on a tripod or something like that. You can toss in a backpack, toss on the front seat of your car. You can take them just about anywhere, and not only to look at the night skies, but to look at anything else. A little less expensive and definitely a lot less bulky. I can see myself slinging a 12-inch Dobby on my back up a mountain or something like that. Yeah, right. Hopefully someone else has already done that for me. I just have to hike up. Gene, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, definitely refractors for planetary. We're getting ready to mount a clave out at the IAAS observatory, 6-inch clave on the mountain in our observatory. We need to do some more finalizations and get the mount set up and get that going. But for our students to do some serious planetary studies, we got a 14-inch or 11-inch Celestron that's going to go into our second observational observatory. And that's going to have what is it going to have on it? A dedicated astrophotography camera on there for use, and then we got a third 11-inch scope for star parties, things like that. So, yeah, thanks for the invitation. If we get out to Placerville there, that'd be cool. For sure. So thanks, Gene. Again, welcome to the net. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. I'm going to skip back up to Dave. He had to step away. Dave, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hopefully it's better. Just a couple quick comments. We had a little incident in Russia on the Soyuz launch to ISS this week. The launch pad at Mackinac was severely damaged. The under pad support structure that they used to service the bottom of the rocket got sucked out of its storage garage underneath the pad and thrown into the trench upside down. Pretty much first time out.
AF0AS. We lost you there. It was a timeout. So I've noticed some lag in the systems this evening a little bit. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that catastrophic failure in Russia during the rocket report there. Yeah, if you've got, you can expound upon that a little bit more. Go ahead, Dave. What else you got for us?
The situation is the ISS should be boosted in orbit by Dragon or Cygnus to lift it to a higher orbit, but that does not take care of positional maneuvering of the ISS, which is done by thrusters on the Russian side. Without Soyuz being able to launch to the ISS, that thruster fuel is now being expended and has no way to be refueled until Russia can put another pad in service, which could be 6 months to a year. That could potentially lead to the ISS having to be abandoned if they can't get fuel up there any other way. So I got a hunch a lot of people are looking at lots of alternatives right now. The answer really is.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, I was wondering. Myself. We'll see who else might be able to accomplish the same or similar tasks with that. You know, maybe SpaceX will get a little more involved with some of that, but we'll see. See what happens. That'll be interesting to yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to this channel. For more developments on that, that's for sure. All right, Dave, appreciate you expounding on that. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Now, we just talked to Gene. We're going down to David up in Maine, K1KFC. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. You're in there. It kind of sounds like you're talking in a bubble, but we can copy it for the most part. Go ahead.
I am looking up to the next level line up here. With some talk about the telescope there. My wife and I bought a Celestron 105 millimeter refractor there, Carson Explorer, and brought that as a inner telescope that has an attachment that you can use your phone with for finding targets inside. It's a much more enjoyable experience hunting for targets and trying to calculate on the fly as much as point up at interesting science. We've had a great time giving people tours of the sky that way. But yeah, that's what I've got for net. That's it.
All right, David, did you receive my email? Over. Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Dwight down in Texas, N5WRW. Good evening to you, Dwight. Hopefully you were listening in on some of the other telescope information from Gene there. Have you got anything else for us tonight? Go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Rick up in Ontario. VA3RKL. Good evening to you, Rick. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Robert down in Texas, AA5AH. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening to the net. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'm only hearing net control. I didn't hear the Ontario station. I don't know if I got the right repeater, but I just enjoy the net and enjoy listening to you guys. And it's interesting to see what happens with the IIS and the Russian situation where their launch pad's damaged. So anyway, yeah, it's interesting up there. So that's all I have for that. Hey, 5
All right, no worries, Robert. I haven't heard too much either. It's been a quiet night going down the list tonight. But I do appreciate you coming back. At least I know I'm getting out. So I do appreciate that. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. And got a response over there from Mike down in Oklahoma. KO5AOK says, this evening been searching for the RF signals from some student CubeSats released from the ISS earlier today just to see if I could receive them. Many times a challenge. Yeah, you bet you might. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully you can. It'd be interesting to listen to. So good luck with that. I appreciate you posting that over there, Mike. Thanks for checking in tonight. Next on the list is Howard down in Florida, KC4ZYC. Good evening to you, Howard. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hi, Burns, KI0AR, KC401AC, coming to you live from my new home in Gainesville, Florida. Recently relocated up here for work and started my new job on November 17th, and a lot less congested up here and a lot less light pollution, so hopefully I get the opportunity to look up in the heavens and see what's out there. And being carried tonight on the KC4NWK fusion repeater on 44525. Don't really know how many people here in the local community use it. You know that Gainesville is a college town, and hopefully there's some astronomy buffs out there that might be interested in checking in and participating in the net. I'll have to put some feelers out there and see who I can find who might be interested in checking in. Be putting out some emails to some of the peer trustees and some other people, and I know they got a club here in town, and work schedule permitting, I might end up showing up at one of the meetings and letting them know what's going on. I have a system viewer repeater here that I can use to link up to Skype Link, but we also have an all-star repeater here, so I can use either or. And it's just a matter of getting the word out and letting them know that you're out there. Burnus, KI0AR, KC4ZYC, Gainesville, Florida.
All right, Howard. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I had some business cards made up a while ago, and actually passed them out at last year's ham convention, and the year before last as well. Ham convention as well. So maybe I'll grab a few of these and send them to you. You can pass them around there. Had some nice little business cards made up with the information on the back. So that goes for anybody. If anybody would like like one of the Colorado Astronomy Net business cards, I'll be glad to send that out to anybody that wants them. Just let me know and get the word out. Yeah, let's see. Sure, maybe I can handle 40, 50, 60 check-ins. That would be interesting. Make for a long, long nap for sure. All right, Howard. Yeah, the more the merrier. So I do appreciate that, and hopefully, I do appreciate that for sure. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Philip down in Frisco. K5. All right, Phil down in Frisco, Texas. K5 RUN. Good evening to you, Phil. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Brian from Western Net. We had an ISS pass tonight that was supposed to be pretty good. Coming out, I'm still relatively new at all this, and unfortunately, I was not able to identify it and see it go by. I thought I knew what to look for and just didn't see it. I'm still learning. Fortunately, I don't have anybody to kind of show me the ropes, so I'm going to go to another storm party in a couple weeks and maybe pick up some more tips from them. Maybe find somebody. I can find somebody who can kind of mentor me a little bit. But I went out and tried to see it. So still having fun. Still trying to learn. So that's kind of it from here. Appreciate the net. Enjoying the net. This is Phil K5RUN.
All right, Phil. Yeah, it's going to be a very bright light up in the sky. -3 magnitude or better. Check out heavens-above.com. I do recommend, if you haven't already, to sign up for it and put in your home latitude and longitude. You could, if you've got Google Earth, you should be able to do that, or some of the other geographic applications where you can get a fairly decent latitude and longitude for your exact location, or you can still use the nearest city. That's a little rougher, but not too bad. And then see what visible passes are over your area, and then go out, about 5 minutes early or so, and look in the general direction. If they're horizon to horizon, you want to look for the passes that pass nearly overhead, with a peak, 80 to 89 degrees above you. 70 degrees is nice. That's nearly overhead as well. The higher, the better, because those are longer passes. You can see them coming from one direction and then go overhead. Very slow, very bright. Don't confuse them with an airplane, an aircraft. An aircraft, you will definitely see, the red and green lights flashing. If it's flashing that, it's not a satellite. Go out on a dark night. The ISS, I have no problem seeing from Denver, or through the city, the haze. But clear skies, definitely. Get out there a little early. Look in the general direction. You'll see a nice bright light starting to head in your direction, and then just follow it across the skies. It's so look for that. See when the best time for that is. Well, 6 or 7 minute pass is what you can usually expect from the good ones.
Right, this one was supposed to be 7-minute pass, up to 65%. I guess the thing is, would I actually be able to, as observing, see the movement? I mean, 'cause I know obviously a plane looks like it's moving fairly quickly across the sky, but for 7 minutes to pass, it's obviously going slower than a plane, but can you visibly tell that it's moving? Just so I know what to look for, and I appreciate all the tips.
Oh, absolutely, Phil. Yeah, it's spinning around up there in low Earth orbit. What was it, 96 miles above the Earth? So it's traveling a lot faster than the jets, 22,000 or 17,500 miles an hour up there. But yes, it does. It's a nice, steady, long line. You will see it. It can be as bright as Venus in the evening sky, maybe even brighter sometimes. Usually -3 magnitude usually. So -3, -3.5. Very easy to spot, and it will look like a steady, bright object moving across the skies. Kind of difficult to track with binoculars. It can be done, but get used to seeing it go across the skies first with the naked eye. Definitely get out into a wider field. Get away from the trees, at least, because that can definitely hinder your observing of the ISS, not knowing exactly where it's coming up. Be aware of the direction that it's coming from. So yeah, get away from the trees, learn the compass, learn where north is relative to where you're standing. That's the best thing, and then look on that. Print out that star chart. You kind of have to flip that upside down and look at it with it over your head to see where you can expect to orient that to the sky, and then follow it across. Yeah, the ISS is very easy to spot, especially when it's fairly high up in elevation above look for its start time, its peak, and its end time. So the heavens dash above gives you 10 degrees above the horizon, then its peak, and then 10 degrees above the opposite horizon for a full pass. So there you go. So good luck with that, Phil. Hopefully you'll get to see something. It all depends. I'd have to take a look and put Frisco in there for coordinates and see what passes you got. But yeah, I can do that to help you out there as well. So if you got any questions, I'd be happy to answer via email there.
Appreciate that. I think maybe I did have a little tree problem or something. I'll work on it. Appreciate the help and enjoying the net. Thank you, Burgess. KI0AR, this is K5RUN.
All right, Phil. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, my email is good in QRZ. So there you go. So appreciate your question, appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight, Phil. Let's see, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list, Steve up in Fort Collins, KM6VAY. Good evening to you, Steve. I know you're over there on YouTube, but we'll see if you're on the air. Go ahead, Steve. What have you got for us tonight? All right. Next on the list is Bob down in Texas, KJ5JOM. Good evening to you, Bob. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is James up in Ontario, VE3OZK. Good evening to you, James. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Sorry, I think I might have my orders before they were hearing, but I'll just repeat again. We're looking at the up here in a nice clear sky and Orion there, and a nice well. A little bit cold tonight, minus 6 Celsius, but it is very nice. And we've got a 105 millimeter start for ocean, and highly recommend that one for engineers out there and how to be help as well. Especially for them side. But it's not what that's all.
All right, James. Great that you're getting some observing done tonight. You got clear skies up there. Up in the Great White North there. We're expecting our first major snowfall tonight sometime, so it's nice and cloudy right now for us. But yeah, appreciate you sharing that with us, getting out with looking through the scope there. At, yeah, Gemini, Orion, yeah, some of the favorites there for sure. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. All right, next on the list is Dalton down in Texas, KJ5JYM. Good evening to you, Dalton. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, Steve, KM6VAY just posted over on YouTube. He's going to check out that occultation tomorrow night of the Pleiades. So check that out, 6:30 Central Time. Get out there and watch the moon. So 5:30 here in Denver, 4:30. That'd be a little tougher in California there. But the East Coast, Central Mountain, we ought to see a good showing of the moon occulting the Pleiades tomorrow night. It'd be very, very low for us here. It may have already been occulted. We'll have to see what tomorrow brings. I know it's going to bring some snow, but we may get clouded out. So I'd love to hear some observation reports for anybody that May be able to watch that occultation of the Pleiades by the moon tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. All right, next on the list is Stan up in Ontario, VE3PSE. Good evening to you, Stan. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
GI0ARDE, Victor Echo 3 Papa Sierra Echo, Sudbury, Canada, about 5 hours north of Toronto. Great net, thanks very much for running it. Good evening, Vernon. Good evening, everybody on frequency. I checked out your newsletter, and that's a really neat picture of the Gemini meteorite shower. And wow, that is so cool to see everything coming from that direction. That was, something a bit, and then I started to realize, oh yeah, that's what they're showing there. The meteors coming out in that one central direction. That's why they probably Gemini was. And the video of the Aurora Borealis is amazing. Red, a lot of red. So that's the highest energy I understand. And I've only seen that a couple times in Sudbury. But the last time I think was May 2024. But pretty neat to see. Neat question about solar ranging. That came up in my astronomy class. Somebody asked that question about, could an amateur bounce a laser off of one of those mirrors up there, and apparently not, unless you had some pretty sophisticated and powerful equipment. But he did tell us about hammering you up. And this guy, he was an astronomy prof. He got hired at the planetarium on a QSO, believe it or not, Morse code QSO on a tube machine way back when. And the chief astronomer actually was talking to him and asked him, "Are you working now?" And he said no, and he hired him. So he quickly did his dues on that. But he was talking about Earth, Moon, and Earth, 2.5 seconds on a strip chart, and trying to verify the distance. Doing that, probably, oh boy, that would have been way back too. That would have been in the 60s, from what I understood. So that was kind of neat. The ISS, I have been able to pick it up on my handheld, 437.800 megahertz, walking around, walking the dog, and the ISS is going over, and once it's over, directly overhead, I start to hear the repeater on there. So that was kind of surprising. So that's a neat thing to do. I have an arrow antenna that I use to hit the repeater, but, to listen to it, I was just walking around. Okay, and what else? What's there? Oh, yeah. There's a fellow on the radio locally, and I guess he's syndicated, but he's called the Night Sky guy, and he's got some interesting items in his store. One of them is a dwarf 3. I don't know if it's ready, but it's apparently an AI telescope, but it's a mini thing. So, and then also Celestron binoculars. I'll post that on the page. So thanks very much for running the net. Much appreciated.
All right, Stan, we got that. Yeah, the dwarf 3. I got a dwarf 2. So, myself. So, yeah, I need to get out. It's just too darned bright here in town to do anything with it. It can't even lock on to sync up with the sky. The sky is so bright here that even the bright stars are overshadowed by the light pollution here, even in my backyard. And I'm about 13 miles due south of Denver proper, so even then it's too bright. Stan, appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah, I guess if you have a megawatt laser, you might be able to do that. I just happen to have one in my back pocket. Yeah, right. Okay. but yeah, that's kind of neat. For sure. What else? What else did you mention? I do appreciate. Yeah, it was reds and greens. Reds and greens for what we see down here. You know, the auroral activity that we saw. And it's interesting. Yeah, you watch that video. It's interesting to watch going by frame, or picture image by image, and watching the aurora change over just between each shot. Yeah, so that's kind of why I just put them all together like that. You know, different locations as well, and it was kind of fun. You know, like I said, you know, we don't get to see that down here, so it was kind of neat to do, and the students appreciated that it got shared with everybody as well. So. At least I hope they do. Anyway, I wanted to get that out. It's over on YouTube as well. I posted it on my YouTube site, so people can look at that. I need to post it over on Facebook as well to see what kind of reactions I get from that. But yes, Stan. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Oh yeah, I'll let this thing reset in one more response to you, Stan. Yeah, what was it? Was it? I think it was last year, not this year, but last year. Received the SSTV signal from the ISS using an HT. My cell phone, the HT, and an arrow antenna pointed up at the ISS as it went over, and that's when I was out in Strasbourg to do that, when it passed over during one of our meetings. Was kind of neat. The students got a much better signal than I did. I think I had an iPad out there too, recording it and recording the ISS SSTV signal. So anybody wants to do that, they can look up that project that they have ongoing as well. So Stan, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you sharing all of this. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. We are at the bottom of the list. Just past the top of the hour. So I don't see anybody else checking in over on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and open up the net. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? If you are a late check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins? Please call KI0AR now. Okay, there was a very weak signal in there. I heard a something Victor something, and that's about it. Try again, please. Go ahead. Okay, got a little bit more that time. Let's see. Kilo Fox 0. Kilo Fox 0 Victor. Did I get Victor Sierra Papa? I'm not sure. Come back with the call again, please. Okay. One more time. I still didn't get it. I got Kilo Fox Zero Victor something Papa. Um, I'm turning up the volume to see if I can pull you out. Let's try that again. Please, I'd like to get you checked in. Okay, bingo, got you on. Kilo Fox Zero, Victor Quebec Papa. Okay, there we go. Let's see, I think that is a new call on the list. Jackson up in Estes Park. Thanks for that. Are you coming through the Estes Park repeater on the SkyHub Link system? Go ahead. All right, Jackson. Yeah, you're very garbled. You're very garbled into the system tonight. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. That is a new call, so thanks for that. I do appreciate it. I'm not exactly sure which you're coming through, but you can check out SkyHubLink. skyhublink.com, and I do believe there is an Estes Park repeater up there. I don't know what you're coming through right now. But I do appreciate you checking in tonight as well. Actually, this is the tail end of the net. And Jack, we got you on got you over there in Astoria, Oregon, so appreciate that. Jack over on YouTube, so yeah, just winding up the net for this evening. Jackson, do appreciate if you've got anything. We'll try to see if I can pull you out and get on there. But I always like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out what your interest, background in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for a while, what have you. Go ahead. Let's try that again, Jackson. Go ahead. Okay, gotcha. I got you a little bit better that time. I switched to a secondary frequency there just to see if I could pull you out a little bit better. We're on analog. Welcome to the net, Jackson. Welcome to the Colorado, the ham bands as well. And yeah, hope to hear you on more often. Yeah, check out skyhublink.com, skyhublink.com. Because I know there's a repeater up there you may be able to get into from Estes Park up there, and you get into the whole system, which is statewide, worldwide actually, with all the links. tonight. So there you go. Great bunch of people on here as well. So check that out if you can. I do appreciate you checking into the Colorado Astronomy Net tonight. And Jack over in Astoria tonight over on YouTube. Thanks for checking in there, Jack. If you got anything for us over there, you can post in YouTube. I'll hang around for a few more minutes there. I think that was you, James VE3OZK. Go ahead with your comment. Over.
Hi there, I just wanted to got bigger direct pop-up there. You might want to check on the screen. Make sure it's not narrow band transition. And wide band modulation might come through better. Those thinking early on when I was starting to use my radio here. But the help goes fine. That through there. But yeah, thanks for running the net here. And it's always very interesting. And I hope you guys think that that'll be good future.
All right, James, there you go. Jackson, you were heard up in Canada. There you go. Thanks for that. Yeah, you've got a whole bunch of Elmers here. Jackson, no worries. No worries with that. We're all glad to help. Signals is the name of the game, for sure. And we're happy to help and try to get you going for sure. But right now, as the tail end, my ears are hurting with these headphones on, and I'm getting kind of tired as well. The Colorado Astronomy Net begins at 7 p.m. Mountain Time Tuesday evenings, just in case. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 25 check-ins, so thanks for that. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving as well. For checking in tonight, hopefully we will hear everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0200 Zulu on Wednesdays. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater system. Also like to thank the Skyhub Link group for the use of their systems as well. Echolink, All-Star Nodes, WiresX, analog repeaters, DMR, all kinds of ways that you can connect into the Colorado Astronomy Net on Tuesday nights. In fact, you can connect into the system, the Skyhub Link system, anytime you want, for that matter, with that, and talk worldwide like we are almost doing tonight. So there you go. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.